Happy Sunday, everybody. 4 games in progress around the NBA, including the Hawks kind of handing it to the Hornets right now. That's Trae Young. He's got 21 early on, a 13-point lead for Atlanta on the road at the Hive. The Bulls and the Miami Heat still unbeaten at home. This is the rookie Tyler Hero. And the lead, well, it's actually a 2-point deficit right now with the Bulls on top 38-36. Clippers looking for a season sweep of the Washington Wizards. Remember, they put up 150 on them in L.A. That's Davis Bertans with a 3. He's got 14 off the bench, and the Clippers only up by 2. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, second game of the series for the Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. It's 45-37 as things stand with the Sixers on top. Good news for Philadelphia is that Joel Embiid has already outscored himself in the first meeting by 7, which is to say he has 7.
Yes.
Remember, he did not score last time around. Let's get there. Mark Zumoff and Ala Abdul Nabi.
More talented of a Rodman physical type. Strong, athletic, bouncy. He's more out on the perimeter. Dennis is more inside.
Oh, Tobias Harris on the perimeter. Drills the 3. 16 for Tobias, who averages just under 19 for the season.
Somebody's warm. Talked about him finishing games. Nice to see him get off to a decent start.
Under 2.5 to go. Thibault the steal. Trapped by Siakam. He can forget it. Matisse Thibault putting his thumbprint on this one. Slamming for 2 of his 6, and the Sixers open up the first double-figure lead of the game.
Pick 6 for Matisse. Getting out and getting the score. Just hounding the ball handler.
Harris, good defense on Anunoby. That's well done by Tobias Harris again. Much improved part of his game. Here are the Sixers trying to seize control in the final moments of the half.
The whole side. Side to take him, drive right to your strong arm. You bailed out Gasol by shooting that jumper.
Meantime, 90 seconds to play in the first half. Each team has a foul to give. Beat at the elbow and pushing and shoving with Marc Gasol.
Well, Gasol doing a good job of getting under his skin, irritating him a little bit.
Tobias Harris, I'll tell you what, working hard for the money. A, B, looking for the foul. None forthcoming, capping an 11-2 outburst. This is how you end a quarter.
Hanging in the air with a nice touch off the glass.
Good touch by Anunoby. He has carried the torch for the Raptors here in the latter part of the second quarter. He'll go to the line looking for his 15th point as we present the Buick drive of the game.
Passing lanes, getting it off of the pass to Siakam. Out and running off of 2 feet to go up strong and elevate. Your Buick drive of the game.
That bucket ended an 11-2 run. Philly leads it 52-41 over the Raptors. Second game of their season series. Tobias Harris leads the way with 18 on 7 of 10 shooting. Welcome in, everybody. It's Game Time live here for a Sunday night from Atlanta. That's the Hall of Famer Kevin McHale, Brian Shaw right there. I'm Matt Weiner. Good to see you out there. You know, the nice thing about sitting here with coaches next to me is you get genuine reactions to plays as they happen, including the groans that I heard to my left when Kyle Lowry threw that pass intercepted by Matisse Thibault.
Yeah, you know, he obviously didn't have a subscription to the Pac-12 network, because that's what Matisse Thibault does. You know, he's known for playing the passing lanes and stealing the ball, and he was right there on the hip of the offensive player, and you know, Kyle threw that. So, you know, I don't know what to really say about that, but that's what that guy is known for.
What do you say to a player when he makes that pass that seems so obviously wrong?
You know, with Kyle, you know, Kyle's a vet. I mean, he knew immediately when that ball left his fingers, he went, oh, no. You know, why'd I throw that? It was a layup. Young players, you just tell them, you know, guys are pushing up in the lane. If that guy's got a hand out extended towards that guy's body, that next step, they're so much quicker. There's no window. You just don't throw the ball. And I think Kyle missed a lot of games. I think he's getting his rhythm. Van Vliet's hurt right now, not coming back for them. That's going to hurt them because Fred's so solid with the ball, doesn't turn it over. And that's the big thing in today's game. If you don't turn the ball over, make your opponent play against your set defense all the time, not give up the Thibault layup dunks off turnovers, you're hard to beat. And right now, I think Kyle is going to take. He missed a lot of games. It's going to take him a while to get your rhythm. I don't care who you are. It takes a while to kind of get that feel back.
Not pinning it on Lowry, but they're 0-2 since Lowry came back, their first two-game losing streak of the season. For Philadelphia, Ben Simmons has not taken a three yet after hitting his second of his career the other night. What do you make of Brett Brown saying he wants Ben Simmons to take at least a three per game? He said it'll be, quote, liberating for not only him, but for the team. If he just takes, he doesn't have to hit one, just take one.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from, and I think that it makes sense. That's what, teams just sag off of him and playing the paint, and so you have to keep them honest by attempting and always being a threat to carry a shot when the ball swings to you and taking the shot that's created by the rhythm of the offense. And so, I'm sure he doesn't want him to take much more than that, but I think it'll help with his confidence. He hit one in the last game, and if he continues to do that, then it'll lead to more and more, and it's something that they've talked about that he's worked on in the offseason. And so the more effective he gets at hitting the outside shot and getting the defense to respect that, it'll open it up for everybody else around him, especially Embiid inside.
I just think you got to let him make up his own decision whether he wants to shoot a three. That's like telling a guy who can't dribble, I want you to drive the basket, and the dude just dribbles the ball out of bounds, and you go, good job. I mean, you know what? If the dude can't dribble, you say don't dribble. It drives me crazy. Like you know what? If the guy's uncomfortable taking a three, don't make him take a three because he's just going to be like.
You have to develop it. I mean, in today's NBA,
he has not developed. Hold on, Matt. He has not developed. Hold on. Let me just finish now. He is not developing a consistent three-point shot you can depend on from today till the end of the season. That's a summertime thing and stuff. But I'm just saying, I've seen coaches do that before. Like they tell a dude who just can't pass, drive and make a play for somebody else. Yeah. They throw it in the 34th row, and then you look at the guy and go, that's what I do.
That's what you told me to do. Yeah. 34th row. That's
way up there. That's usually the third row, but the really bad passers throw it farther out.
Let's take a peek of what's happening in Charlotte right now. You got the Atlanta Hawks who come in having lost 11 of 12. The Hornets are normally in games, but they've lost 8 of their last 11. Hawks lead it by 14 on the road right now. How do these games tend to play out when you get a couple of struggling opponents on a Sunday evening?
The reason Charlotte is in a lot of games against good teams is good teams don't take them serious, and so they go in there and they monkey around for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter they go, God, we better beat these guys. You get 2 really bad teams together, and this can happen at any point because neither team truly wants to win. I don't think. I mean, it's early in the season to start tanking. But
do you have the Hornets in the really bad?
No, I don't. You're right. No, I don't. You're right. Atlanta's in the really bad category. I look at Charlotte and I don't go wow. I just kind of think, who do they have? Where are they going and stuff like that. But. Hey, Atlanta's got it going. Anytime you got a guy like Trae Young who can, drop 35 on you, got a chance.
And who's the star for the Charlotte Hornets? And, who's their coach for that matter? So I mean, I agree with you, Kevin. A lot of teams take them, don't take them seriously. But they when they get together, they both are looking at each other like this is our game to win.
We should win this game.
Other team.
Yeah.
110-97 there right now. As you take a look at Luka Doncic, he's got this streak of 20.5 rebound, 5 assist games, which has now reached 18. That ties Michael Jordan for the longest streak since the ABA-NBA merger in the 1970s, most since Oscar Robertson pre-merger. And I think of that in terms of baseball. Pre-merger is sort of the reverse of the NBA. It's kind of the live ball era, whereas baseball started out with a dead ball when they were playing with a wet sock back in the early 1900s. And then somebody decided it should be harder, and Babe Ruth started hitting home runs. It's kind of the reverse in the NBA because in the 60s, they played 1 million possessions. And so as great as those players were, you see some inflated numbers because of the number of possessions they had. But again, it's another graphic with Luka and great players. I'm curious from a coaching point of view how Rick Carlisle has decided who should be on the floor with Luka Doncic now that he is clearly the guy running the offense on every possession.
Well, I think that Rick Carlisle wants to surround him with guys that accept and understand their role, that are scrappy, that can spot up and shoot the ball, and also read Luka Doncic's eyes in terms of when he's bringing the ball down. He can see over the defense, have the good timing, when to cut, when to spot up. And, you know, it's really smart what Rick Carlisle has done. Usually the best player on the team, you want to touch the ball every single time down the floor. And if there's a big man, back in the day when it was the Dream or Shaq or whatever, coaches would tell you, get the ball inside, let him touch it every single time down the floor and run the offense through him. It's no different with Luka Doncic now. Carlisle's realized that this is our best player. He makes the best decisions with the ball, so he has to have the ball in his hand the majority of the time, and he's rewarding them with his play.
Yeah, no question. Last year, I think Rick took the ball out of Luka's hands somewhat, brought it up to him as a secondary. When I talk about secondary, the point guard comes up. If Brian's my best playmaker, you put him in the corner, you set a pin down, you get the ball after some action has taken place. They went like, man, let's just cut to the chase. We're giving it to Luka, right, and we're just not going to worry about putting him in actions. We're just giving him the ball. And the guys you want around here are high IQ guys because they don't turn the ball over. Dallas turns the ball over. They take care of the ball as well as anybody in the league. And Luka's got it, who's pretty safe with the ball. He's big, he can find people. But when a guy drives, you've got to have guys with that innate sense to move and shift around, because nothing's worse than when you would drive, Brian, and that big idiot would stand in the post right where you're driving and just be like in your way, like, dude, move up the lane, get out of the guy's way. And so you have got to have guys that understand how to play. And I think, it helps them at times when Porzingis is the center, because Powell goes out, and then basically it's 5 out, and the whole paint is open. Then he just goes to work on you. But all that being said, Luka is really playing at an unbelievably high, effective level, and his team is winning games because of that.
His usage rate was at 30% last year as a rookie, which is an incredibly high number as a rookie. It's jumped up to 36%, which is third in the NBA right now, usage being basically just what it sounds like, how much a guy has the ball in his hands to complete a play. It's unprecedented. Maybe not unprecedented since Magic or somebody, but for a 20-year-old to have this kind of responsibility with a good team.
And, when you look at it, I mean, you just mentioned Magic, LeBron, guys like that. First of all, you got to give credit to Rick Carlisle for recognizing and making Doncic's usage rate go up, and like I said, that's paid dividends. Regardless of what position you're in, whether you're a center, power forward, small forward, whatever, if you're the best player, you make the best decisions. You should have the ball in your hands. Mm-hmm. And so LeBron, this is the first year that he started at the point guard, but he's always been a point guard because he's had the ball. And so the same thing is, the recognition is there. The Doncic is that type of player, and you want to have the ball in his hands.
We're positionless. It doesn't even matter, right?
That's right.
Yes. You said usage or useless?
You said
usage. Okay.
Usage.
I thought you said a useless player. I was like, well, useless
That's
useless
a different metric. It's a different metric. Nobody wants.
There is a useless percentage.
Nobody wants to lead the league in that category.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Uselessness. Checking out the Bulls and the Heat on our way to break. Zach LaVine.
Dunk.
Through the teeth, that good Miami defense. He's got 9. They lead that game at the half by a couple. And one game already in the book. Spencer Dinwiddie still getting it done with Denver in Brooklyn today. We've got the highlights of that one when we come back.
Kyrie who?